Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wist. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. Hello, Pete Roberts. Before we talk about your site called Grindhouse Cinema Database, please tell me how you're handling quarantine.
I'm trying to do the best I can. It's been tough because I was in school before this, so I was going to school every day, and then all of a sudden I just got shut down, and I had to start doing it from home. But it hasn't been so bad. It works out pretty good when you're at home and you're on your computer. It's you can actually focus pretty good that way. So.
Okay.
Otherwise I've just been kind of staying in a lot. I haven't been going out too much, so.
Is that all right for your mental health? Are you holding up?
Yeah, it's pretty fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. Nothing's much is happening, so and I'm just trying to stay out of the way of the virus. So you know what I mean, that type of thing. So.
Oh, I hear you. How would you describe the Grindhouse Cinema Database?
How do I describe it? Well, it's sort of like it's like a Wikipedia for exploitation cinema. And I got the idea from my friend's site. He ran the Spaghetti Western database. He still does. Sebastian Hasselbeck. He's like the administrator of all these sites. And I got the idea because I was a big fan of those movies, and I had been frequenting his site, and I just got an idea. I became friends with him, and I got an idea one day. I said, "Wouldn't it be cool to do a site just like Spaghetti Western database, but have it be encompass all those movies?" And so we just agreed to go ahead and do it, and that was the rest is history. So I started been working on that for the last I don't know how long, it's 13 years or something. So
yeah, it's great because
it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, what I would do is I would let's say I like slasher movies, or
Right.
I just saw Giallo, so you go to the Giallo section and you can read up on all the other ones.
Right. Yeah, it's almost it's like a what do you call it? Like a worm, whatever they call it, a wormhole or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go to one thing that was sort of the setup that way, so you'd find a whole bunch of other stuff through one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would show my friend the bird with the crystal plumage.
Right.
And he'd say, "I want to see something like that."
Right.
And it's we're going to go to this site and we're going to find something.
Yeah. That's sort of I set it up I made all those categories. I figured that would be the best way to do it. Sort of Wikipedia has, you go down to the bottom of the page and there's all those different categories for all, it's like actors and the years and, all that stuff. So I just thought that would make it easier to find stuff that way. And, just kind of added on to it as the years went by. And so now it's like a big, huge, thing.
Yeah. And I love the poster section as well. Because I right now I have my phone's background is Inferno.
Oh, yeah. Argento.
Yeah, and I was able to get that from your site. And I've had other ones. I had The Psychic, which is a similar poster.
That's a good one. That's a really good movie, too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love all those movies.
And I had 10 to Midnight for 30 seconds. So that's a fun thing people can do on your site.
And how long have you been into these movies for? I mean, yourself, I mean.
I would say since 2003.
Really? Oh.
It was really Kill Bill Volume 1. That's what
turned you on to all those movies.
Opened up the floodgates. I was 15 years old, and then it was time to hit up the indie video store.
Oh yeah,
I've been to get into kung fu or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I've been into these movies since the early '80s. When I was watching Shaw Brothers movies on TV and stuff way back when I was 6 and 7.
Wow.
And then we had a show called Creature Double Feature in Massachusetts. It was out of Boston, and that's where I saw all my first Godzilla movies and the Hammer horror movies and all that stuff. So I've been into these for a long time. And then after Quentin came out with his movies, and he's almost another person that really opened my knowledge up to all those, the blaxploitation and all that stuff. So he kind of helped a lot of it. And then Sonny Chiba, I learned about him through True Romance, and a lot of stuff through him. But I started when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of the slasher movies and stuff like that, and a lot of sci-fi and stuff like that. And,
oh yeah, Tarantino's a great gateway drug.
Yeah, he's he was a gateway to that, all that stuff. So
absolutely
really awesome.
So tell me about the famous Tarantino Top 20.
Oh yeah, a few years ago, my friend, my friend who runs the place, he went to see Quentin on the set of Inglourious Bastards, and I guess he came up with his own top 20. I didn't know this, like, until he showed me the list, but that was really awesome. So he, because he's a big movie geek, so he saw the site and he saw that we were like doing those types of lists, and he came up with his own top 20, and that was awesome. So, it really
Great list.
was like a surprise,
And he has some discouraging things to say about fans. Like he talks like he didn't like The Exterminator very much, or
what was it? Which one?
The Exterminator. I remember he didn't like that one.
But I didn't get like why he said like certain things. Like he didn't think that was like a Grindhouse movie. But like then like I've seen like tons of stuff about Exterminator, and it played on the the 42nd Street and stuff in the Grindhouses. So I didn't get that. And then he said something about he didn't like I Drink Your Blood or something. That's a huge Grindhouse movie. So it was like I didn't understand those certain comments. Maybe he didn't like them or something. I don't know. It's just funny, but.
I would have to look back because I don't remember all the reasonings. But I definitely love I Drink Your Blood. That's a classic.
I think he just thought it was like funny or something. I don't know. It was just kind of a funny thing. But I mean, those are definitely legit. Like Grindhouse Releasing has put those out on Blu-ray and stuff. So those are Dry Drink Your Blood, but not the other one. But Exterminator is almost like a Grindhouse Taxi Driver type movie. You know what I mean? It's like real gritty and. I don't know. Anyways. I think he was more. I think the dispute came from more like putting it on a top 20 as a. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was more like he didn't think it was the best one. I don't think he said it wasn't an exploitation movie.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, how many people work on this site?
We've had a lot of different people over the years. Like since I started, we started out with like a kind of like a staff, and then like over the years, people have gone left and and stayed, and you know what I mean. It's sort of like we don't have like a set staff or anything like that, but. I sort of wanted to do that. That was like really I wanted to have more of like a, like a standard staff of people that would work on it, but it didn't really work out that way for some reason. But, I've just stayed with it and worked on it, in between other things. And, I still really enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun to work on. I really like that as a project. And, so, and once in a while, like people will come in and like that are professional writers and stuff that are just fans of those movies, and they'll post their reviews and then they'll like go away, or you know what I mean, that type of thing. It's weird.
People kind of come and go.
Yeah, it's like they come and go and stuff, but that's no big deal.
All right.
I mean? It's more of like we just want like content, you know what I mean, more of like just people that want to write and stuff, and we're not paying anybody, of course. That's like another reason,
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like a labor of love type thing,
Oh, it'd have to be. So you said that you've been doing the site for 13 years, and how much time do you put into it?
Well, I haven't been putting as much in now as I did when I first started. I mean, I think over the years it's kind of dropped a bit. But like I do a lot of stuff on Twitter. Like I post a lot of stuff on Twitter, and cool. people we don't do as many reviews as we used to do. But I mean, it's like that's a little bit more sporadic. But I still work on it, and we have people that like people that just become fans of the site, and they'll work on it. They'll like edit it and stuff and add stuff to it. And
sure. So if
it's
people
still going, but
if people listen to this interview and want to hop in and they know a lot about exploitation movies, they can reach out to you, and
they can send an email or follow us on Twitter. I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on in there, so all the time, usually like a lot of links to new Blu-rays and stuff like that, and. It's
absolutely.
It's just I still really enjoy it. I mean, it's just I don't review as much as I used to, but as far as like the movies go, I'm always like interested in talking about it with people, and watching them myself, and
maybe
about genres, and
maybe you'll get a Blu-ray reviewer.
Yeah, I mean that's we do Blu-ray reviews, but we don't not as much as we used to, but.
Cool. Well, there's a lot of good new Blu-rays for sure.
There is. That's the thing. There's
always
tons of those coming out. So
lots of commentary tracks, visual essays, lots of great new material from new voices within film commentary. It's exciting. It's an exciting time as a collector, I think.
It is. I haven't collected as much as I used to, but I mean, I know all those movies anyway, so I love them. So what I mean, it's just I'm still as a fan. I love to follow all that stuff and learn about it.
Yeah, or just get people's takes on it. Maybe not necessarily a production story, but a reading that's interesting.
Right.
So, do you have a favorite genre of exploitation?
Favorite genre? Let's see. I mean, I like a lot of them. Trying to think of one specific that I like.
Sure.
Well, I like Giallos a lot. I like the
Oh,
Giallo, I
nice.
guess you'd call it. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kind,
yeah.
the kind of, but I like the I'm trying to think of another one. Well, I like Kung Fu a lot. That's one of my favorites.
Ha.
Martial arts and Sonny Chiba and all those guys, Jimmy Wang Yu and Bruce Lee and
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Gordon Liu and all
There's
those.
nothing like watching someone fight 100 people at
Yeah,
once.
yeah, those are awesome movies. I love those. But I really go all over the place. I mean,
Hmm.
I like a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah, that's what's
All
great
that
about the
stuff.
site is you get a little taste of everything.
Right. Like I grew up on 80s slashers. I watched a lot of those
Nice.
when I was like in my, in the 80s. So
Sure.
I know all those, like, Friday the 13th and My Bloody Valentine. I have my favorites of those. And
Oh, yeah, My Bloody Valentine. That's a Canadian movie.
yeah, right. That's right.
Classic Maritimes flick, yeah.
Right.
Okay, a little different question, but sort of similar. Which exploitation genre do you think has the best soundtracks?
Best sound, Blaxploitation, I gotta
Yeah.
say. Those are awesome. I mean, almost all those, even if the movies aren't that great, the soundtracks are great. You know what I mean?
It's true,
Just,
yeah.
they're awesome. You can put on any of those. I love all those soundtracks. So, yeah, definitely those.
Yeah, you had Roy Ayers, Willie Hutch, Isaac
Right.
Hayes, James Brown, Curtis Mayfield, the
Yeah,
best
I
urban
love all
artists of the
those.
time.
I think Superfly, like, even if not even talking about in the exploitation sense, I think that's just one of the best soundtracks, period. You know what I mean? I just love that. I think it's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah, it's funky. I love Coffee and Sweetback as well.
That's a great one too. Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
I mean, those are just my favorites, all those movies.
Oh, yeah, so good.
I always like those.
Yeah, I like the movies too, but definitely the soundtracks are better.
Yeah, it just depends. I'm very I feel like when it comes to the movies, it's like, I feel like there's good and bad with all types of movies, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like even if we're talking about big budget movies, there's a lot of not good, there's not a lot of, there's some weak big budget movies too. And I also feel like with exploitation, I feel like the fact that those people didn't have a lot of money to spend and they still made pretty fun, entertaining movies. That's like something to be said about that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I feel like that. You know what I mean?
That
makes them stand apart a little bit.
So if people are looking for the most messed up exploitation movies, which ones should they watch?
Let's see. Like Fight for Your Life is one that I just watched recently. It's just really crazy, very racist stuff like in there.
Right.
It's just like really shocking stuff. Like, you watch and it's like you have to laugh because it's just so over the top terrible. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's a home invasion movie. So it's like these guys like break into the black people's house and like they just like they just insult them and it's crazy. Like, it's just really like it's cruel stuff. But I mean, you can't help but just like take it seriously because it's just so crazy. It's just ridiculous. Like. But stuff like that, and then like Cannibal Holocaust would be another one.
Oh yeah,
that's really like messed up. And I'm trying to think like Thriller, A Cruel Picture, or They Call Her One Eye. That's another crazy one. And I Spit on Your Grave would be another one.
Oof.
They're like
so gross,
very like nasty stuff. But it's like it's not the type of stuff you want to watch like a lot. But I mean, like, they have such an impact when you do watch them. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine editing those movies.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, they're crazy, but.
Yeah, because people always like, that's a typical go-to.
Yeah.
Give me the craziest one. And then they started and they say, stop.
The craziest one, like where you just want to shut it off, like?
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
They think that because they're older, maybe that they're tamer. Yeah. And they're just incorrect.
Yeah, I know. They're not. They're like Last House on the Left is like really like disturbing stuff.
Absolutely.
It's just, I mean, I tend to like stuff that's not so, I mean, if I'm going to watch it a lot, it's not so extreme. It's not like I'm not really into like the gory stuff as much, like the cannibal stuff, although I like Lucio Fulci stuff, but I mean, I watch it like, I tend to watch like stuff here and there. Like I don't watch like, I'm not like just a horror person, or I'm not just a Kung Fu person. I like a little bit of everything. Like, so I'll watch a Kung Fu movie one day, a horror movie the next day, and so on. So.
Yeah, I think most people are like that for sure. And I would say Cannibal Ferox is one I can revisit, but Holocaust I'll never watch again.
Yeah, I mean that's just pretty crazy stuff. But I mean, I think it was such an influential movie too, because I think it influenced the Blair Witch Project because it was like the found footage thing. Like it was way before that came out. So
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, as a movie, I think it's great. It's like, you know, it's excellent filmmaking, but it's not like the subject matter is just so nasty. It's like you can't, you know, you're not going to put it on every night and like watch it with your family or anything.
I would hope
You know
not.
what I mean? It's just too much. Like, but
Yes.
like as far as the filmmaking itself goes, I think it was really well done and everything. So
absolutely. Pete Roberts, thank you for your time. Are there any final words you'd like to impart about your website?
Well, I'd just like everybody to check it out. And, you know, if you're into those types of movies, exploitation cinema and, you know, cult films, classic cult films, I'd like everybody to check it out and, you know, stop by and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and, you know, just enjoy the movies.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Okay.